Good morning, everyone. It's Sal, Stretford Post. How you're doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. I hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone's doing fine. And I hope that everyone is feeling a little bit better. I know it's difficult. I know it's hard. Very disappointed. Very downbeat yesterday. Very upset. Very annoyed. But I want to today, this morning, not come out here and rant and rave. Not come out and scream and shout. Not come out and say, get him out of my club. Get that fraud out of my club. I'm not here to do that. That's not what I do. Because I like to look at things in context, and we have to believe that the problems at Manchester United stem far deeper than what most of us think. I think the problems at Man United, and Ruben Amorim hinted at it yesterday, are problems that we don't even know of at this football club, which he mentioned yesterday. There are a number of things wrong at our football club, guys. But before I say, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Smash a like on the video, guys. Smash that like on the video. Let's get to 50 likes. The customary 50 likes in the morning, guys. If you can do that for me, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Now, look, guys. Nobody is wrong. Nobody is wrong. There's a whole number of problems at this football club. Now, I'm going to start here, right? First of all, I want to talk about the system, because I know a lot of people are going to be throwing the system at me. The system is not the problem. It's not the problem. The system is not the problem. Many managers have played that system and have succeeded with that system, have won with that system. Even this season, with the likes of Glasner, has won with that system. Antonio Conte has won a Premier League title with that system. The great Brazil team, AC Milan team, and even England have played that system and won. It's not about the system. The biggest problem that we have right now is that we are shoehorning players into positions, right? This is something that I mentioned before the season started, and other people mentioned it. Fair enough. Other people mentioned it as well. But we are trying to shoehorn players into certain positions. Now, what was the reason that I classed Ineos's transfer window as a failure? Why was it a 5 out of 10 for me? Why was it a 5 out of 10 for me? Because the engine of the team was not fixed, was not rebuilt. We half did the job. Now, when we look at the players that currently play for Man United, the likes of Bruno, Ahmad, Shaw, Bayinde, De Ligt, these are all not Ruben Amorim players. This is not a Ruben Amorim team. Half of it is, yeah. And hell, sure, we should be doing better. But the only criticism that I will have for Ruben Amorim is he plays Bruno in that midfield. His team selections, not only Bruno, but I would say his team selections, but that's the big one. His team selections are wrong. His team selections are wrong, right? No, it's not always fault. I know it's not always fault. I'm not going to blame everything on him. It's not. We have to blame those players as well. And I want people to look at things from a multi-layered point of view rather than just looking at things in a simplistic way. Talking about just systems, talking about just one person is a very low IQ way of talking about football, in my humblest of opinion. There are a number of problems at this football club. A number of problems at this football club, and they don't stem to one thing. It's not just one thing. Oh, it's Ruben Amorim, get him out of my club. Because that's what everyone's going to do. You know, everyone's going to say, get him out of my club, get him out of my club. Ruben Amorim does not tell players to miss from 3 yards. Ruben Amorim does not tell players to give away the football. Yeah? Ruben Amorim does not tell goalkeepers and players to capitulate. Partly it's Ruben Amorim's fault, yes. Team selection, in-game management was his fault yesterday. But ultimately, it is a big problem that we need to resolve. And when we find this problem, and if we address the whole issues, every issue at this football club, then you know what? Then we will start moving forward. Because at the moment, we're taking 3 steps forward, 4 steps back, and we're not really addressing the main problems. Changing the system, it won't work. It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, like I've said many times, you can have your 4-3-3, your 4-2-3-1. You can have all these formations you want, right? If you're shoehorning players into that team, the team is not going to perform to the best of its ability. I take you back to the 98-99 European Cup final, Champions League final, right? When Man United had some of the best players in the world, but we had Paul Scholes and Roy Keane out. So we had to kind of shoehorn players into position. And Man United weren't at their best, their free-flowing best that they were all season. If we remember, that is the difference when you shoehorn players into positions. Wayne Rooney got moved into midfield and it didn't work. It doesn't matter what Wayne Rooney's skill set are. It doesn't matter how great a player Wayne Rooney is. If he was moved into the centre of midfield, it's not going to work. These players have accepted mediocrity. These players have accepted that it's okay to lose at Man United. They're comfortable with losing at Man United. And this is something that we should never be. Ruben Amorim's not a bad manager. Erik ten Hag's not a bad manager. Louis van Gaal's not a bad manager. Ralf Rangnick's not a bad manager. These players should be held accountable. Sacking manager after manager after manager is just going to take us back years. Ruben Amorim will get sacked, regardless of what we think, what I think. We know it's a results business, isn't it? We know it's a results business. Ruben Amorim will be sacked. Ruben Amorim will be sacked. He will be gone. He loses that Chelsea game, but guys, he will be gone. This is what's going to happen. And that's okay, because at the end of the day, everyone thinks they know, isn't it? They think, oh, you know what? Another manager will come in, just like they did with Erik ten Hag, and he's going to fix things. Apparently, we can win the league with that squad when we had Erik ten Hag in charge. One player is all it takes to disrupt the system. We've got a few. Bayern there, not good enough. Ahmad, overrated. Overrated. Can't cross, can't shoot, can't pass, cuts in, that's it. Tries to do a little shot from cut in, shoot. That's all he does. Luke Shaw should have been gone years ago. Years ago, he should have been gone. He's not good enough. And I agree. Aiden Heaven should have played in that match yesterday. I agree with that. These are the mistakes that we should be pointing out on Ruben Amorim. But we've lost 2 games, right? We lost to Arsenal, we lost to Man City. Newcastle United lost 12 games last season and came 5th. Yeah? So, look, it's not the end of the world. We could say that. But yes, we have to take seriously the way the performance is, the way the results are going against us at the moment. And we've got Chelsea and Liverpool to come. So this is going to be very precarious for Ruben Amorim. Of course it is. But there are a number of problems at this football club that I want us to address before we start going after the same old thing, the simplistic arguments that people do, you know, that they go on their channel. Oh, the eye test and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? All this rubbish, you know? Team selection needs to improve with Ruben Amorim. Favoritism needs to improve with Ruben Amorim. And this is the problem with Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim is not exempt from criticism. We must not say that. I'm worried for Ruben Amorim. I'm worried for him. I'm worried for his position. I am, because I know, having seen body language in regards to Jim Ratcliffe, in regards to Berardi yesterday, I know that it's the beginning of the end. I know that, and I've heard from people it's the beginning of the end. Is it right? Not for me, it's not. It's not right. But at the end of the day, you live and die on your sword. And as I said at the beginning of the season, Man United needed midfielders. Man United needed to rebuild that midfield. Man United should have fixed that midfield. Man United should have got a right wing back. How many times were we talking about the right wing back? How many times were we talking about this right wing back? We need a right wing back. We need a right wing back. We need a right wing back. We need another midfielder. We need another midfielder. 1 or 2 midfielders. How many times were we talking about it? And then people got the audacity to rank Ineos 7, 8 out of 10 window. They have thrown Ruben Amorim under the bus. We still got half of that team that have failed, that have embarrassed us, that came 15th last season at the football club right now. You know, and this is what I'm talking about, guys. I think it's very important that we understand the true problems at this football club, and it is multi-layered. And everyone is responsible. Not one person, everyone. Because we can get your Glasners, who plays the same formation as Ruben Amorim. We can get Glasner in. Let's do Glasner. We'll be here in a year's time. Let's do it. Because everyone thinks they know, because they thought they know that with sacking Erik ten Hag is the way to go down. Absolutely. Guys, look, really appreciate you. Let me just read through some of your comments. Let me catch up with some of these comments, guys. Hope you're all doing well. Hope everything is blessed. Hope everyone is good. At this point, I don't care who the manager is as long as the football is decent, because who's going to be the manager though, William? Who's going to do better with that bunch of players, mate? Who? Nobody. Look at that. Look at the pool of managers that are out there right now. You know, none of them have achieved what Ruben Amorim has achieved. You know, at the end of the day. Let me just say hello to the big Ellen. How you doing, my friend? I finished 15th again before. I want a new manager, a new system, and yet another rebuild. I'm sick of it. Ellen, this is one thing I agree with. I'm tired of it as well. I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with the rebuilds. I'm fed up with, do we have to go, let's sack another manager. Let's do this. I'm tired of it. You know what I mean? It blows my mind, to be honest with you. You know, Keen, Dembo, morning, Sal, morning, Dembo, how you doing? Like Keen said, nobody is tackling, nobody fight. Lazy bastards earn their wage and get lazy peas. Exactly, Dembo. Was Ruben Amorim telling them yesterday to not tackle, to not fight? Was he telling them to give away the ball? Was he telling Bruno to lose his man in the first goal? Was he telling Luke Shaw not to challenge and watch his man whilst Phil Foden was free for the header? Even I would have scored it. It's open. No one dare tackle him. Did Ruben Amorim tell him that? Did he tell him that to do that? Did he tell him to make simple errors, not pass the ball for 5 yards? I don't think he did that. You know? And it's one thing we have to remember. Good morning, Daryl. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Good to back him. It's not his fault. He was back. He was back properly. No midfielder, no right wing back. Is down to Ineos and the Glazers. Told them what he needs to better the team. Only thing he shouldn't have played Ahmed. Absolutely, Daryl. He's not exempt. He's not exempt, and we knew it before the game, Daryl. We knew it before the game that Ahmad should not be in the number 10 position. Bruno should be in the number 10 position. Mainoo should be in the midfield. I'm tired of people blowing smoke up Ahmad's ass, not talking about how crap he's been end of last season and this season so far. Right? Not talking about that. Not just ignoring the fact that man can't cross a ball. You know what I mean? There are so many problems at this football club, and this is down to Ruben Amorim. Of course, it's down to Ruben Amorim. Picking Luke Shaw was down to Ruben Amorim. Picking Ahmad was down, and the number 10 was down to Ruben Amorim. You know, but we're getting another great striker like Benjamin Sesko for 70 million, and we're not passing him the ball. We've got a dancer on the wing. Ahmad's dancing on the wing, doing nothing. You know, I come from Beckham, Giggs. I come from those wingers. You know what I mean? And this is what I'm talking about. We have to call these people out. Albie, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Amorim must make a stand and drop Bruno. He was at fault for the first goal and he brings nothing to the team anymore. He is our worst captain ever. He just doesn't not care. Shaw should be dropped too. Albie, great comment. Absolutely should be dropped. How many times do we have to talk about Bruno Fernandes making mistakes? How many times do we have to talk about the Europa League final? We would be in the Champions League right now. Things would be a lot more prettier if it weren't for Bruno messing about in the midfield. He's given away how many goals this season? He gave away the corner. He gave away the ball against Fulham. He gave away a corner against Burnley. He's given away 3 goals. And this is carrying on from last season. Now, it's not all his fault. It's not entirely his fault. I know that. But he can't play midfield. He can't be the number 8. He's a number 10. And he should play in the number 10. And if he can't play in the number 10, he don't play. It's as simple as that. Stop trying to shoehorn him in the team just to satisfy him. Just so you know what I mean? He's my mate. I need to pick him. That's the mates race mentality that we've had for so long. Do you know what I mean? I feel sorry for Ruben Amorim. I'm slowly seeing Ruben Amorim crumbling into the abyss, into something that, you know, is a completely different person, just like Erik ten Hag was. Now, when Erik ten Hag started talking at the end of his tenure, started talking some madness, started, you know, some of us started to think he was a little bit mentally going on the weird side. This is happening to Ruben Amorim now, and this is no coincidence. There are so many problems at this football club. And I want to bring in some quotes for you guys. I want to bring in some quotes from Ruben Amorim, of course. Ruben Amorim spoke yesterday. There is a lot of things that you have no idea what happened during these months. But I accept that. When I want to change my philosophy, I would change. If not, you have to change the man. So Ruben Amorim is not going to change his philosophy. right? He's not going to change his philosophy. He's not going to change his tactics. And if you want him to change his tactics, you might as well just say Ruben Amorim out, because he's not going to do that. But one thing he said here, which is very, very interesting, there are a lot of things that you have no idea what happened during these months. I accept that. What is going on behind the scenes, guys? What is going on? This is the thing. We do not know exactly what is going on. We do not know the full picture here. Ruben Amorim went on to say, we talk about that every game we lose. I don't believe in that in system or whatever. So I play with my way, and I'm going to play my way until I want to change it. That is from Ruben Amorim. They've spoken about the system. He's spoken with the players about the system. He's spoken with everyone about the system. It's not the system, guys. It's individual errors that are costing us game in, game out. It's team selection and shoehorning that is going to keep costing us. That's the problem. But this can be ironed out. This can be fixed if Ruben Amorim's backed in the midfield. If he just, look, I know we should bring in a couple of youngsters maybe. Maybe Mantato needs to come in on that right wing back. Maybe that could be it. Maybe a Kone needs to come into the team. You know, maybe we need to do that. Ruben Amorim went on to say, I understand how football is, and the results dictate the narrative. I see it that way. I know it's hard for people. The fans do not want to hear these things. I don't lie to myself. I see the record, and I accept my decision. That is from him. Ruben Amorim again. Guys, Ruben Amorim will not change. And we could throw this out the window right now. We could just get rid of that right now. Ruben Amorim will not change his narrative. He's not going to change his formations. He's not going to change his tactics. So what's the solution here? Sack Ruben Amorim. Sack him. Because then let's go and get Glasner. Let's go and get Areola. Let's get a hipster manager that is no experience again and comes into the football team with a backlog of players that are not his. And then in a year's time, we're gonna say, well, you know what? Maybe Ruben Amorim was right. So what do we do? Do we get another hipster manager? Do we get another hipster manager, or do we move on? Ellen. We knew it was hard from the start of the season. Fan base are deluded. We are a mid-table team, and it would take I don't think we're going to be mid-table. And it's the thing, right? Newcastle United came fifth, and they lost 12 games last season. And this is one thing I would stress. I'm not trying to paint us with the same brush, but it's too early. It's too early to say. And I know people are going to say, but what about last season, Sal? What about last season? What happened last season, Sal? He arrived at the football club in an absolute mess. A mess of a football club. The club was an absolute shit show from top to bottom. Right? And he had the duty, the inaugural task of fixing this. And people think that you can walk into this derelict building, right? It looks fantastic from the outside, but inside, it's an asbestos mess with mess everywhere. Right? And you expect him to fix it in 8 months. Now, I'm not saying that he's invincible. And we shouldn't be doing that, because this is not about, Ruben Amorim could do no wrong. He's invincible, because he's not. Results will dictate what he does. And if he loses to Chelsea, I guarantee you there's going to be some pressure on his back. And I personally think that he will be sacked if he loses to Chelsea. Ephraim, Sal, unless we change Bruno from the midfield, it cannot change. And this is his big mistake. This is Ruben Amorim's big mistake. The persistence with Bruno Fernandes in number 8. Now, guys, I don't like to be smug. I don't like to be arrogant, and I'm not arrogant. And I just want to say that before I say anything, okay? Because I believe in everyone has an opinion, and I believe there's a truth to everything, okay? Before the season started, we said that this window is a 5 out of 10 for Munoz. It's a 5 out of 10 because we have not fixed the most important thing in the football team, which is the midfield. Now, again, Seny Lamens. I've been researching Seny Lamens. I've been watching Seny Lamens. I've been watching him for the past year, over a year. 2024, I've been watching Seny Lamens. That guy is ready. That guy is ready. Play the damn guy. Play the guy. We all know, and we envisioned before the game that Bayende is not good enough. We know that. But one great thing about football, guys, is that there is time to change it. There's a way to change it. He can change it. But obviously, we can't keep losing. We can't keep losing. We lose to Chelsea, it's going to be very, very difficult Very, very difficult for even Ruben Amorim. And guys, I don't think we'll lose to Chelsea. I think we'll beat Chelsea. I know it seems funny right now, but I think we'll beat Chelsea. I think we will get a response, but Ruben Amorim has to do something. I know he hasn't got his players, and I agree he hasn't got his players. But at the same time, right, he needs to try and win games. He needs to do his best to try and win games. How can he do that? You can play his system. It's nothing to do with the system. Play his system, but play the right players in that system. Even if you have to play a kid in that system, play the guy. Because at least he's used to that position. He's used to that system. You know, and that's what I would say. Ephraim, good morning, my friend. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're good. Good morning, Saviour. I hope you're well. Good morning, Sal. The body language of other players is bad in yesterday's game. The system is not working. It's nothing to do with the system. And team selection is not the system. Team selection is not the system. That's not the shape of the team. There's nothing to do. And I told you, Saviour, and I warned you, Saviour, don't talk about the system. Don't stop talking about this. It's a simplistic low IQ, and it lowers the IQ of the chat because it's not the system. And I can give you hundreds of episodes of the 3-4-2-1 that works, or the 3-4-2-1, or the 4-4-3-1, or whatever it is. The 3-5. That was it. The 3-5-2-1, whatever it is. You know, I got so many different scenarios of that. I told you, Conte, Brazil, AC Milan, England, Glasner. I can keep going on and on and on about teams that played the same system as this, and it works to a T. Real Madrid played it for a period under Zinedine Zidane. You know what I mean? This is what we're talking about here, you know? Big up, Kenny. I'm speechless at this point, and like an unattainable side. But one thing we have to do, Kenny, we can't go from one extreme to the other extreme. We can't go from, I'm backing him, it's not his fault, it's the Ineos, it's the Glazers, it's not his fault, to get him out of my club. There's no middle ground here. We have to call things as they are, and we have to call things from a multitude of problems at this football club. Freddie, I don't agree with you, keep this guy. I've been biting my lip. Anything about 28% win rate. Yeah, but you got to look at context from last season, 28 win. But I'm not bothered about the 28%. It's going to take pain to get better. You won't understand that, Freddie. I'm sorry, but it's going to take pain to get better. You know? We're going to get another manager and we'll have not much better win rate. We might have a manager bounce, but we'll end up in the same place. Because we're not finishing a project. Everything we do, we're not finishing the project. Kenny, it's not going to be 10 years. It's not going to be as long as you've been supporting Man United, which is about 10 years. It's not going to be that, mate. You know what I mean? We'll have another 10 years and be sacked managers, Kenny. And this is the reactionary mentality of your generation. You weren't around in Sir Alex Ferguson days, pal. You weren't around when it was difficult, mate. You weren't around when people were calling his name out. It should be me calling Ruben Amorim out, shouldn't it? It should be me and Ellen. Because we've supported the club a long time. Shouldn't we be the ones saying, get Ruben Amorim out of our club. Get him out of the club. Now, get him out. Because we witnessed success. We've seen success. I've seen a treble. I've seen Champions League and League doubles. I've seen endless titles. Every single one. Shouldn't it be me, the one be calling Ruben Amorim's head? But no, it's the generation. You know what I mean? Who care more about sacking other people than their own bloody cholesterol. You know what I mean? And this is what I'm talking about. We have to be calm. There has to be a middle ground here. There has to be a middle ground here, you know? Sal, how Luke Shaw is playing at 2,000. And this is where we can criticize Ruben Amorim. But Ruben Amorim believed in them players. Ruben Amorim believed in Luke Shaw. He believed in him, right? This is the player. He didn't want Luke Shaw to... Luke Shaw's an experienced player. He didn't want Luke Shaw to lose his man in the first goal. Aiden Heaven should play. We all know that Aiden Heaven should play. I would even play Diego Leon as a left back. I mean, Dorgu was good yesterday in the first half. In the second half, he deteriorated. But he's a young lad. And we have to remember that as well. We have to remember that a lot of these players there are young, you know. Ellen, he at least needs to get as long as Sir Alex got in his 7 years, or as long as Klopp Arteta are going to get. Ellen, the impatience, the reactionary attitude of our fan base. I understand that people are upset. Don't get me wrong. I've supported this club. I've given my life and soul to this football club since I was a kid, right? I've given, and so has Ellen probably. And this is what we're talking about. We know that this is not going to happen, Ellen, because we know that the reactionary mentality of some big platforms and people like that, they're not going to have the patience. I saw Ineos. I saw the reaction. I saw the hand on the head. I saw that. You know what I mean? I saw all that, and it doesn't bode well. The pressure's going to be mounting. And unfortunately, unlike the Sir Alex Ferguson days, where he was allowed to do things, this is not, he's not going to be allowed. And Ruben Amorim said it himself. Ruben Amorim said it himself that I'm not going to be allowed to make my changes. I'm not going to be allowed to do what I have to do. I'm not going to be he actually said, I'm not going to get as long as Arteta. Which is probably true. Good morning, Sanjay. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Good morning, Dabisas. Hope you're doing well. Guys, big up. Can't compare it that, Dabisas. You know what I mean? You would be in the Middle East, mate. You know what I mean? You see how bad it is. I don't need to find anyone to blame. We need to stick together and fight. We can put blame on certain aspects, but the blames are multitude. There's a multitude of blame. There's not just one thing. There's a whole package of blames. There's a whole Christmas wish list of blames here. You know what I mean? It's blame.com. We've got so many blames. We got the board, Ineos, the Glazers, Ruben Amorim, the team, Bruno, Ahmad, Luke Shaw. Loads of blame there. There's a big problem at this football club. But Ineos did not back him. And we envisioned this from the beginning. And this is the reason that we're in this bloody mess right now, Ellen. We're in this mess right now because Ineos decided, you know what, we're done. We just fixed the attack and nothing else. You know what I mean? And this is what we're talking about. But no one wants to mention that because they'll lose their VIP passes at the press conference. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. And they are the most to blame for me. They are the most to blame. Maybe we wouldn't have to play Bruno Fernandes in the middle of the park if we actually fixed that bloody midfield and actually, put the money where their mouth is. Sal, changing managers will not do anything. We have to stick to managers. Absolutely. Big up, Ramanant. How you doing, my friend? What good will ever come from sacking Ruben? Backlog, nothing, bruv. Nothing. People think that we sack Ruben Amorim, we can get a hipster manager, Areola, let's get Glasner, let's get one of these managers in, and let's see what they do with this team. Because I guarantee you guys, these teams, it only takes a couple of players, guys. It only takes a couple of players to down tool, by the way. These players, when they think like, you know what, I'm not really feeling the Glasner, Areola's tactics. Let's lose this game. Let's get rid of him. How many times has it happened? If this went to the court of law, even O.J. Simpson's lawyer couldn't get these players out of jail because the evidence is stacked up to the mountaintop. Yeah, and this is what we're talking about, Sesko's waiting for a cross or a pass like a drought affected. And this is the problem. We got cutback merchants running. Run out, run in, run out. No crosses into the box. How many crosses did we get into the box? At least people were criticizing Dorgu. At least he bloody tried to get the cross in the box. On the other side, no one was getting the cross in the box apart from Embremo. Embremo was the only one who's getting that cross in the box or trying to get that cross in the box. No one else was trying to get that cross in the box. And we got a guy in the goal, in the box, called Benjamin Sesko, which we spent 70 million on this guy. 70 million, Ellen, but who should we put in the midfield? We don't have anyone better. We do, Ellen. There's one guy called Kobe Mainu and Ugarte. That is who do better. And I'll tell you why Ugarte would do better. Because it's balanced. When Bruno's in the midfield, he goes drifting off to other positions, which is why his heat map is so everywhere, The team should have been, and it was a no-brainer, and this is a criticism on Ruben Amorim. Mainu, Ugarte, or Casemiro, and Bruno as a number 10. Whether you like Casemiro or Ugarte, it doesn't matter. One of them should have been with Mainu. And Fernandes as a number 10. Because Mainu is a natural number 8. He's a natural number 8. Like I said, We once moved Wayne Rooney from striker to midfield, and it didn't work. It doesn't matter how talented you are. Being a midfielder is a completely different ball game. Bruno's body shape, his feet like this, right, doesn't have the blinkered ability to spot a pass, three times ahead of the other man, like Paul Scholes, like Xavi, like Iniesta, like Zidane, like these players used to do in midfield, and like sometimes what Kobe Mainoo does. And when you look at what Kobe Mainoo did, soon as Kobe Mainoo got the ball, Kobe Mainoo moved forward. And that is the change that I would have made. And that is the change that we were talking about all week. People think I'm sitting on this channel and I'm talking like blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. People think I'm doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm talking facts. Mainoo should have played. Bruno should have been number 10. Ugarte or Casemiro should have been a centre. It was a no-brainer. It was in his hands. And that is where we will criticize. And we are warranted to criticize. Because then we would have got hold of the midfield. And look, the worst thing was yesterday. The worst thing was yesterday that Man City weren't even that good. Man City weren't even that good. They were poor. Sesko, lover, he's not winning anything. Crybaby, Mourinho and Ollie said there's a lot of issues at the club, but they finished second, back three, and they destroyed us, mate. They destroyed us long term, mate. If you come in with that comment, Sesko, lover, it's just a low IQ comment again. You're a crybaby, mate. What are you talking about, a crybaby? What's that got to do with anything, mate? How's that going to fix anything? If you're going to support my football club that I supported my whole life, come out with a decent comment. Come out with a decent comment. Come out with a little bit of logic and creativity rather than acting like a petulant little child. He's a crybaby. What's that all about, mate? What's that all about? Your ball knowledge is as big as your bollocks, mate. Nothing. Zero. Absolutely. And that's what I would say to you, bruv. Or girl, whatever you are. Revert 7. Another poor performance. Most of the players are average and overrated, but Amorim picks the team. But who's he going to pick? The only thing I would say is that is Mainoo in the centre midfield, and Bruno is number 10. We needed a midfielder. Ding, 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 ding. There you go, guys. I did say it at the beginning of the season. What else is he going to do? Who's he going to pick other than Shaw? Only Aiden Heaven is there. He's only got Diego Leone. He's only got Dogu as a left wing back. Who's he got at right wing back? Who's he got? Who's his player at right wing back? We didn't get one, did we? Who's his player in the centre backs? We didn't get one, did we? Who's his goalkeeper? He's on the bench. That's the only thing you can argue with. Mainoo and Ugarte said, I agree with that. The only crybabies are the reactionary fans, Ellen, that cannot take a little bit of suffering in regards to this, guys. Crying, spitting at the camera, whatever they're doing, insulting people because they don't get it. He's a crybaby. Kind of analysis is that? I won't read out your comments ever again. You can't. The thing is, I shouldn't even read that them comments. At the end of it, it's like it blows my mind. It's like the IQ level goes like this. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, what are you talking about, mate? A crybaby, saying someone's a crybaby is a bitter statement. It's a sinister statement that you're making against the manager, who you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Number one, you don't know what's going on at this football club. You should be calling Jim Ratcliffe a crybaby. That's what you should be doing. Not bloody Ruben Amorim. Dogu can't cross a ball, Revert 7. But at least Dogu tried. Where was Ahmad yesterday, Revert 7? Where was Ahmad yesterday? I'll tell you what Ahmad is. Ahmad's shit. He can't cross. He's greedy. He doesn't pass the ball. At least Dogu, 20 years old, is trying to cross the ball. He's trying. Ahmad is not doing nothing, It worked, but Ellen, this is what we're talking about, Ellen. It worked, but we made mistakes. Mistakes from Onana. If Onana doesn't make that mistake and basically throws the game, we win that game. Onana made 2 vital errors in that game. Other than that, we played well in the midfield. It was nothing to do with the midfield. There was 2 errors that cost us dearly, and we should have won the game. And look at the penalty shootout. Floppy hands. Dogu this is exactly what we're talking about. We got too many players in our football team that want all the glory. Arsenal, Fulham, those are 5 missed points. Absolutely. It could be on 9 points. Let's just judge him once the difficult games are done. You know what, my friend Remnant? You know what? I don't think that people got the patience. I just don't think they have the patience to wait. I don't think they do. I don't. This is why I think if he loses to Chelsea, Remnant, if he loses to Chelsea, I think that's it, bruv. I think that's it. I can't say it because I'm hearing things around that, you know, if he loses, that's it. You know? He crossed more than Ahmad, Kenny. What did Ahmad cross? He's an attacker. Dorgu's a left back, you know? Problem is Maguire and Shaw week in, week out, shit in defense. Yeah. Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, should have been gone a long time ago. Big Marge. Why are they still at this football club? Why are they still at this football club? You know? Bruno's not a good midfielder. I'm done with that Bruno talk. He lost us a Europa League final, right? He's given away 2 free goals already this season. I am enough with him. We should have accepted 100 million, got rid of him. And that's what I said at the time, you know? Sal, you're right. It's his starting 11. He's not picking the right players for the system. Yeah. And there's only one tweak, Dan, bro. It's not like there's a load of... It's one tweak, a couple of tweaks. Aiden Heaven for sure. Mainly in the midfield. Bruno's number 10. Done. Balance. Balance. You know? Fergie has some world-class players, though Amorim doesn't. It takes time, though, doesn't it, Revert 7? It takes time to build up those world-class players. You know? It takes time to build up those world-class players. Facts 69. He wins 31 points. Amorim is a decent stay positive since the channel is developed under the fraud Amorim. What are you talking about, Fex? Fex, 69, something that you've never had. What are you talking about, bruv? What are you talking about, my channel? My channel's been here for 5 years, mate. It's before Ruben Amorim was around, mate. I was interviewing ex-footballers 5 years ago, mate. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Mate, maybe you should concentrate on making yourself into something. Maybe do something for your life, bruv. You know, because probably you don't have nothing. You live in a barn somewhere, clean elephants. I don't know what you do. But you know what you should do, mate? Before you come on here and start talking your smack with your little emojis to try and add narrative to your dead opinion, make something of yourself, bro. Make something of yourself, all right? Because at the end of the day, I'm sitting here in Abu Dhabi. I'm going to the beach later on, and I might have a meal. What are you doing, mate? What are you doing? Good luck on catching your fishes. Luke Shaw out. Why does Amorim still play him? That's the problem, isn't it? Maguire out too, absolutely. Ellen, no one's blaming a single person here. We've named about 5, 6, 7 people here. Don't cherry pick, Ellen. We're named about 5, 6, 7 people here. You know? This is the attitude that brings the med standards down. This is what these players want to hear from you, Ellen. This is what the Glazers want to hear. Oh, it's okay. You know, don't worry. It's not the players. Don't single it out. Mate, come on, Ellen. Luke Shaw out. He's old. I agree. It's hard to play with Bruno. Revert 7. It's hard to play with Bruno. It's hard to play with Bruno. Saviour, if you want to do something, blame the Glazers and Ineos for that. Don't blame Ruben Am. Blame the Glazers and Ineos for that. You want to do something, blame them. Do something good with your life, mate. Davis asks, I think Ruben underestimated the City's bench strength despite the main team. They got a better squad than us, and that's a fact, isn't it? How did Bayern go for man of the match performance versus Arsenal to the FA Cup to whatever it is? Maybe. He had one good game. That's it. Everyone has one good game, don't they? You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Roy, Ruben had some reason, thinks Mazzarri. Guys, Fex, you don't know nothing about football, mate. Debis says, Donna showed class in that derby, dude. He's a wall. I told you he's the best goalkeeper in the world. You know? I told you best goal in the world. We want players in the correct position, Ellen. And this is exactly what I've been talking about. Why we needed it. Are you been watching Stretford Post, Ellen? Have you watched it? Have you watched it? How many times I said we need a right wing back? How many times? Vanderson. We need a right wing back. How many times? This is Ineos. This is their problem. This is them. Maybe we should start pointing the fingers. Like I said, all you guys were talking about 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Here we are. Well done, Ineos. Congratulations, Ineos. You cost us 4 games this season, apart from the Burnley game. Amorim needs more time. It results will buy it. So absolutely revert 7. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think he will start next time. Han Solo, what's going on? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. 3 goals on previous mistakes. Harry, Short, Bruno. Absolutely. There you go. Same old culprits. Same old culprits. Absolutely. Imagine, guys. So Felix, mate, you're scrub manager. You're a scrub, mate. You're a scrub. You know what I mean? That's what it is at the end of the day. Sorry, mate, but you're a scrub. I mean, that's what you are. You come on, man, trying to diss my channel. You try to diss my channel. I could throw out all the stocks on you, mate. I've been in the music industry 20 years working with platinum selling artists, bruv. What have you done with your life, mate? All you do is sit down, have a bus run out, and start hating on Ruben Amorim because he's better looking than you. Right, Bruno is starting to become a fraud. He is. Roy, Bruno has been a fraud for ages, and me and Kenny have been saying that for a long time. So, yeah. Short Ugarte Makai out ASAP, I agree. Managerial problems, most of it is from him. Not really, no. The Glazers and Ineos is from them, actually. The 3rd goal showed we need a Maguire replacement. Absolutely. If you know about Man United, Sesko lover, Jurgen Klopp managed Liverpool. Have you ever heard about the Liverpool-Man United rivalry? Don't think you have. Probably a chuff monster. Dan Bro, number 1 yellow card, Manchester Derby. That's crazy. And they should have had about 5. Absolutely. It was a Peugeot chasing a Ferrari. And how long will you give? He won't give him 5 minutes, Ellen. He won't give him 5 minutes. Ahmad dancing. This is funny. Yeah, Ahmad's a dancer. That's what he is. The coincidence. Nobody said it will be easy, Ellen, about playing City away. I don't think anyone said it would be easy, but we got to make it easier on ourselves. We have to make it easier on ourselves. Blaming nobody is not the way forward. It's counterproductive. This is not Norwegian football, Ellen. Sorry. Blaming nobody will not get us forward. It will not bring us forward. In fact, you had the adverse effect. You know, we have to blame. There is blame. Morning, brother. Not a great start. Absolutely. Bigger. Good morning, Gray. How you doing, you legend? Hope you're doing well. Bruno should have been sold. I'm still back at Amorim, but I think that the Sharks are coming for him. Grayo, they're in the stream today, Grayo. I'm battling the corner, but one thing I would say is that it's a results game, Grayo. And if it carries on, we can't carry on like this, of course, you know. Big up, Grayo, legend. Crosses not even getting to Sesko's head, all overcooked now. Absolutely. Absolutely. The first goal, everyone stood there like statues. Exactly. Now, do we say, oh, it's okay. Carry on, Shaw. Carry on, Bruno. Keep doing your thing. We don't do that, do we? Because they're not going to improve then, and they're not going to learn from their mistakes. Because all I see is players that do not learn from mistakes, do not take accountability, and they're making the same mistakes time in, week out. Marky Mark, good morning. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Of course, morning, Sal in the community. How are you, my friend? Very good, brother. Yes, I completely agree. He has too many problems to deal with. But yes, he needs to stop showing favoritism. Absolutely, Marky Mark. I agree with that. That's a constructive comment. You know that? Constructive comment. Absolutely brilliant. The second goal, Lenny Yoro got spun too easily. Yeah, I wouldn't criticize Lenny too much. I think he's been absolutely fantastic. So he's been one of our bright spots. Bruno as a player as number 10, or not at all. I agree with that, Dan, bro. Absolutely. Retrograded. How you doing, my friend? I'll be doing well. When the captain can't take a penalty because the referee didn't apologize, there's something wrong. I agree, Retro. I agree. And that is a mentality. That's a mentality. That's a cultural problem at the football club. You know what I mean? This is what we've been talking about for ages, isn't it? you know. We're both tired. You and me likewise, guys. We should have sold Bruno. Absolutely, we should have done. We should have sold Bruno. Absolutely. Roy, yeah, Adabis says that guy is ghosting. Cunha was better. And Cunha's very good. Cunha's been good this season. Ahmad is overrated. He wouldn't get in the top teams. Ahmad is overrated. Now, this is where Ruben Amorim is learning. Ruben Amorim needs to learn quickly that these players are not good enough. I would much rather bring through a young player, than get these players in the team because they're not good enough mentally. Absolutely. Cunha was better than Sesko, but Sesko's a striker. Cunha's an attacking midfielder. Sesko needs the ball to his feet, Roy. You know, he didn't get any balls, did he? You know, he didn't get any balls. Cunha is injured, Roy. The five-man drought. Dan, bro, don't change the system, Ruben. That's fine, but you have to pick the right players. So that system simple. Absolutely, Dan, bro. Constructive criticism, love it, Dan, bro. Big up as usual, my friend. Big up as usual. Dabby's ass. Grande, this is 5 matches. Blah blah blah. 5 matches drought. I mean, we don't. I mean, he was a substitute, Roy, for 4 of those matches. Calm down. For 4 of those matches. VJ, big up VJ. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Gore should have been given a chance this season. He's on loan at the moment. We have to think about something else. He's on loan at the moment. Bruno needs to go, VJ. Doesn't need to be rested. He needs to be out the door. We should have took 100 million for him, VJ. That's what we should have done. He's cost us too much already, you know? Absolutely cost us absolutely too much. Let me read Futurize. How you doing, my friend? Futurize369. I hope you're doing well. Just calm down, everyone. Everything needs time. If you sack Amorim, then you will sell the players he bought or have a backlog. And then again, bring new players then and sell the old players. It goes on and on. The cycle goes on and round, my guy. Great comment. Absolutely. This is what we're talking about. Absolutely. You can't compare Sesko with Cunha. They're 2 different positions. Let me just put him on a timeout. There you go. Glazers out, Amorim in all day long, Ellen. Fun fact, Sal, top scorer this season has been own goals. Big up Davies ass. I know that. Everyone is partly to blame, but ultimately it's down to the players to perform. They put in a 5 out of 10 performance, and that's not good enough. And did Ruben Amorim send them out there to do a 5 out of 10 performance? And how many times have these same players done these 5 out of 10 performances? Isn't it, Revert 7? We know Wagwan, you know? We know Wagwan. VJ, guitar in, that was the answer. VJ, guitar in was always the answer. We would not be in this position right now if Qatar were part of this football club. If Qatar were in this football club right now, we would not be in this mess. The system's not good, but I see what he wants to do. He wants players to run over the game, and then Bremo does also at Belabor. He does that for 90 minutes. Just hold on and give 2 more window. Big up Futurize. Good comments, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Sal, I'm broken watching. How is Thomas Frank? Let me tell you what Thomas Frank is doing. He's managing Tottenham Hotspur. He's managing a club that doesn't have the Glazers. He's managing a football club that don't win anything usually, apart from last season, but they don't win anything. He's managing that club. There's no pressure on Tottenham, like Man United. Man United is a cesspit. Man United, this cesspit has been growing since 12 years. So we can't paint the same brush, because if Thomas Frank was at Man United right now, it'd be the same, mate. I guarantee you. It'd be the same. Exactly the same. Same players, you know? Thank you so much, VJ. Big up yourself. Don't forget to smash a like, guys, on the video. You absolute legends. Thank you so much, guys. Emotional show, but that's how we do it. Sal, if he plays Bruno as a number 10, then build the team from there, putting players in their proper positions. They will fix this. But I agree, Dan, bro. I agree. There's many ways to skin a cat. There's loads of ways to skin a cat. There's loads of ways to change this. He can revive himself. How does he revive himself? Beat Chelsea. Beat Chelsea, and then we go from there. That's what he should do. Beat Chelsea, beat Brentford, beat West Ham, beat Brighton. That is what he needs to do. That is the ultimate. It's ultimately a results game, isn't it, guys? Sell the club and get the Glazers out. Big up Daryl all day long. Thank you so much for bringing the Glazers into it, because that is what it's about. And the facilitators, Ineos. That is what it's all about. You know? So, Alex, it wouldn't last this year, Ellen. This time it wouldn't last. People wouldn't have the patience. When I mention Sir Alex Ferguson in the same breath of anyone, people go, oh, he's comparing him to Alex Ferguson. That's the low IQ people. They say that. I'm not comparing to Alex Ferguson. I'm giving scenarios in regards to what could happen if you practice a little bit of patience. It might happen. It might not. But you know what? Ultimately, we've tried sacking managers. We've tried the experience. We've tried the nostalgia. We tried the tactician. And it hasn't worked. So what do? We keep sacking. Where are we going to go? Round the cycle again. Should we get another British manager like David Moyes? Maybe you should just point Gareth Southgate. You know what I mean? Because that's what ultimately these people want. You know, and this is what we're talking about. You know, he played the same system, Future Eye, with Kobe Mainoo in the midfield against Holland in the European Championships. Grayo, 126 likes, says 50 likes, guys. Let's get up to 50 likes. Thank you so much, Grayo. Big up yourself. Thank you for showing your appreciation to me, Grayo, every single day. And thank you for supporting the channel, my friend. Thank you so much, as usual. Diego Leon isn't ready yet. I watched him against the PFA, a friendly last week, where it looks well off it at the moment. That's why I was saying earlier. It is early days, yeah. It is early. But Aiden Heaven is ready. Future Eyes. The only reason he is not playing Mainoo is because he is slow in his system, these fast players. But Future Eyes, I would much rather have balance than an empty hole, a bagel in that midfield, because Bruno's in defensive areas doing nothing. So I would much rather have Mainoo in there to control things. You saw what happened when Mainoo came on. We started to control the midfield, you know, but then he brought on, obviously, Maguire and messed it up a little bit and stuff like that. Dabby's ass. Leon is the future. I'm not worried about him. The problem is Shaw and Maguire need replacements. Absolutely. I agree with that. Future Eyes. Just check when Arteta arrived. How many did he want? I don't know who you're talking to. Big up Future Eyes. Exactly. Ten Hag was a hipster manager. Where is he now? And we're going to get Areola. We're going to get Glasner. We're going to get one of those managers we've at another hipster manager. We'll be here in 1 year. See you in 1 year. And that's what it should be, you know, because round and round we go at the end of the day. Chindozi, Okafor, Amorim out, please. We are no shit yesterday. I can't understand your English, mate. Sorry. Ten Hag got Sage. Dabisas. Amorim saying he won't change. Sure, he is spine. He's not going to change because he knows the problem's not the system, Ellen. He knows the problem's not the system. He knows what the problem is. You saw his interview yesterday. People do not know the problems at this football club. That's what he said yesterday. So there are obviously big problems at this football club that we're not talking about, that we don't know of, that he knows of, but he's saying there are big problems at this football club. Why? You know, why would he say that? You know? Man City allowed Dorgu space and time because they know he's ineffective in the final third. He's still young. We've got to give him a chance. In that one, I understand. Big up, Luca. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Hey, great way to kick off the morning. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. It's time to try the kids. Maybe they would show more grit. I love Shaw, but he's a shadow of his injured self. He's not the same player, Luca. Absolutely not. He shouldn't be starting for Man United anymore. He shouldn't be at Man United anymore. I liked him. Luca, people know me. People know me from back in the day that I used to love Luke Shaw. I used to back Luke Shaw every time, but he's not the guy anymore. And I agree with you. At least Mantato should play. We should start playing a few kids. I really do think that. At least bring them on as a substitute and stuff. You know what I mean? At the end, bring them on as a substitute and we see where we go from there. Our Weebecks can't score. Ahmad can't cross Future Eyes. Ahmad, he's the attacker. He don't cross, you know? Remember his first course. You know what, Ellen? One thing I will say, Ellen, right? I'm backing this manager all the effing way. I don't care what. I'm not going to say Ruben Amorim out, Ellen. I'm not against Ruben Amorim. I will call out things that can improve, But I'm not going to call out Ruben Amorim. This is not going to happen on this channel. I will criticize, and that everyone deserves credit. Because without criticism, you can't improve. You know, you have to have an element of criticism, you know? Big up Luca. Luca, I agree. We need to get Bruno out of the mud field. He is a fish in a desert, never mind out of the water. But then who will be captain the team? I've got a lot of options. I got a few options. I think De Ligt will be a very good captain. Licha, when he comes back, will be a very good captain. If you want, Casemiro can come in and be a captain. He could be a captain as well. You know, there are many, but I absolutely agree with you. Good comments, Luca. Absolutely. Luca, big up yourself. Let me see who's new in the house. Big up everyone. Ellen, we all knew that Haaland is in a form of his life. We knew it, Ellen. It's your fault, Ellen. It's all your fault. Bloody Norway. You know what I mean? He got the 5 goals, didn't he? The other day, didn't he? Big up Johnny, by the way. Big up everyone. It's all about opinion. Good morning, Lord Trolley. What are you doing, my friend? How you doing, my friend? Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Hope everything is blessed, of course. Guys, A7K, as long as the Glazers are in charge, nothing will change. And Ineos, nothing will change. Spot on. Absolutely. Absolutely. And we didn't finish the job, did we? We didn't finish the bloody job. The captain ruins the system. That's the thing, VJ. And that's where you can blame Amorim. Big up everyone, guys. I want to thank everyone. I'm awake, Chidosi. I will school you on football every single day. Sorry, but I'm awake, and most of this channel is awake as well. You're not, unfortunately. You need to be patient. All right? Need to be patient. Fergie71, good morning. How you doing, my friend? Hope we're doing well. So frustrating at the moment. We dominated the game, but why can't we create anything up top? It's been the same for the past 5 seasons. Exactly. Is that Ruben Amorim's fault? Culture at the football club. Not scoring goals, Fergie71. You know what I mean? And this is exactly what we're talking about. Not scoring goals. Culture at the football club. It's the problem. It's nothing to do with the system. Johnny AI, hi sir, that's why I love your show. You know football. Calling for Amorim's head is silly and plastic. Thank you, mate. United might end up replacing coaches every season, some players. And the problem is, Johnny, thank you for your compliments, mate. I really appreciate you, right? The problem is that the pressure's going to mount, isn't it? And the fans are going to put the pressure on the board. And when the fans put the pressure on the board, they're going to make a decision. Now, I'm under the impression that if he loses the game against Chelsea, he's going to get probably removed. And, you know, and that, there we go. Here we go again. It's round and round, round and round we go, isn't it? At the end of the day. And we can't catch a break. And you know, and we'll be here next year. And these people won't come out and say, well, I made a mistake, you know. Big up Timo, because obviously Maguire's the only one who could put the bloody ball in the back of the net at the moment. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all blessed, guys. Guys. Big up everyone in the house, guys. Big up everyone in the house. Guys, I hope you're all doing well. Big up everyone. Big up. Thanks for joining me, everyone. Guys, at the end of the day, thank you everyone for joining the stream. Big up everyone. Sorry I can't read all your messages. Pressure is a privilege. Big up, Lord Rodney. I get pressure every single day. From you, Rodney. From people like you, give me pressure. Give me blood pressure, mate. I'm only joking at the end of the day. It's only 4 games, guys. Remember that. Absolutely, Ellen. Spot on. Absolutely. It's only 4 games, guys. But we don't want to be plastic, guys. There are a lot of plastic people. We want to blame Ineos. We want to blame the Glazers. That's where I will blame it at the end of the day. At the end of the day, guys. Big up, Rodney. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're well, family well, and all that. Guys, thank you for joining me. And much love to you all. Guys, that's the rant over. We move on. We can't do anything but move on. The rant is over now, guys. We move on. and we just move on from this monstrosity of a morning, of course, guys. But guys, thank you, much love, no problem at all. Big up Saviour, take it easy. It's all opinion, guys. Big up Tyborg, we're in it together, brother. We're in it together. Don't worry about that. We're in it together. Big up Benny. Don't worry, we're in it together, guys. Have a good day, everyone. Have a great day. I'm Sal Warner. This is Breaking Dawn, and I'll see you later on for Chatterbox. Don't forget to join me for that, guys. Absolutely. Have a good one. Peace and love. Peace and blessings to the community. That's what I'll say. See you later, guys.